Have all you need to fuel your family and your vehicle. Welcome back to the Shorties One Stop Press Box. They have all you need to fuel your family.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you, actually. Okay, thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Veterans Day program. Today, we gather to honor the brave men and women who have served our country in the United States Armed Forces.
Veterans Day is a time to remember the courage, sacrifice, and dedication of all those who have protected our freedom, whether they served in times of war or peace.
These heroes come from all walks of life, but they share a common commitment to defend our nation and uphold the values we hold dear.
As we begin today's program, let us take a moment to reflect on their service and express our deepest gratitude to all veterans, both past and present.
Thank you for joining us as we celebrate and honor America's veterans. Please don't forget to silence your phones before the program starts.
Detail, halt. Post the colors.
Students of Selby School will now post the military flags in different services. Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem of the Selby Area Girls Ensemble.
We will now have the kindergarten and first grade perform your grand old flag.
Second through fifth grade will now be performing Man That Me Down.
Please join me in welcoming Mr. Luke Herman. He's a rancher in the Lowry area, married to Naomi and has 4 children, Isaac, Ella, Micah, and Noah.
Thank you. It's an honor to be asked to speak here this afternoon. It's a pretty special feeling that I get to be able to see the support that our community has for the veterans. It's an honor to see many guys older than me with more. I have gray hair, but they have more gray hair or no hair, and it's a real honor to be asked to represent, I guess, the veterans by speaking, and then of course to see some of the guys that I served with. It's really hard to adequately express just kind of how special that is to be here today. I'm going to be sharing a little bit with you about the 7 Army core values. When I was in basic training, it was one of the things that we had to memorize and be able to recite, at any given time. And I thought, these are really important values that apply not just to soldiers in uniform, but to all of us as Americans. And so I'm going to explain what those are and give you a few examples. Remember that values aren't just words that we say or phrases or mottos that we recite, but it's actually something that it's how we live life. It's the actions that we take. The first one is loyalty. And I'll be reading just the brief definition. I forgot to bring my smart book with me. When you're in basic training, you got a book that you got to carry in your pocket all the time. And anytime you're not doing something, you got to have that smart book out, reading it, memorizing whatever's in there. So forgot to bring mine, but that's where the definitions come from. So loyalty means to bear true faith and allegiance to the U.S. Constitution, the Army, your unit, and other soldiers. So it just means believing in the country that we call home, believing and devoting yourself to the form of government that we have. It's not devoting loyalty to a politician or a political party, but instead it's the ideals that our country is founded on. It's also to the people around you. At the most basic level, it's loyalty to the guy standing beside you, that you're going to be there for them no matter what. The second one is duty. Duty means to fulfill your obligations and accomplish tasks to the highest standard. It's stepping up to do what needs to be done without waiting for somebody to ask you to do it. It's volunteering for a task at hand, even though it might be difficult or dangerous, but it needs to be done, and somebody's got to do it. When I think of these first 2 values, an example that comes to mind were soldiers Master Sergeant Gary Gordon and Sergeant First Class Randall Schubert. If you watch the movie Black Hawk Down, they're the 2 snipers who volunteered to be dropped off to protect Michael Grant after his helicopter went down in the Battle of Mogadishu. And they volunteered for that job because they knew it needed to be done and had no thought to the cost to themselves. And they both died in the battle, but they exemplified loyalty and duty in the most awesome way I can think of. The third value is respect. To treat other people as they should be treated and expect others to do the same. This is just recognizing the dignity of each person and standing up for those who need it is one way that we can show respect for their humanity. But just recognizing that, hey, we're all people and we're all created equal. That's what our Constitution starts with that. All men are created equal. And it's just recognizing that and then acting accordingly. One really powerful example of respect that I experienced was this past summer. We were in Black Hills and we went to the Mount Rushmore lighting ceremony, and I was excited to take my family there. I had seen it years back, but I was excited to go with our kids. And one of the neat things they do there is they invite all the veterans to come down front, and they actually have a few veterans help to fold the flag after they, it's dark, so they were taking the flag down at the end of the day. And I was lucky enough to be at the end of the line where they were asked for people to help, and so I got to help fold the flag in Mount Rushmore. And then they had the crowd, stand up and give a round of applause for the veterans, and standing up there with there's probably 50 or 75, I would guess, veterans that were up there. That was really a powerful thing, and I thought that was really an awesome way for people to show respect to veterans. So for you veterans that haven't been to Mount Rushmore for the lighting ceremony, I highly recommend you take time to do that. The fourth value is selfless service. That means to put the welfare of the nation, the Army, and your subordinates before your own. And I'm going to read right out of what the Smart Book says about selfless service. The basic building block of selfless service is the commitment of each team member to go a little further, endure a little longer, and look a little closer to see how he or she can add to the effort of the unit. Selfless service is larger than just one person. With dedication to the value of selfless service, each and every soldier can rightfully look back and say, I am proud to have served my country as a soldier. When I think of selfless service, I think of a fellow veteran, George Washington, because that's what he was before he became our nation's first president. He had retired from being the commander of the Army, and he was back home on his farm in Mount Vernon, but he selflessly left his farm, left retirement to go back to be the first president of the new country, which was just an incredibly selfless act that I think is really noteworthy. The fifth value is honor. Live up to Army values and maintain high moral character. This is kind of an all-encompassing value. It's where the rubber meets the road, where we actually live out all the rest of those values. And it's about taking action. It's not just about talking about these things, but actually doing it and living it. As you probably know, the highest recognition a soldier can get in the United States is the Medal of Honor. Again, honor. The recipients of the Medal of Honor demonstrated a combination of these values and in a real tangible way. An example of that is Dakota Meyer. Sergeant Dakota Meyer repeatedly exposed himself to enemy fire while he went back and saved at least 13 lives of his fellow soldiers in Afghanistan, despite extreme danger and putting his life on the line multiple times. But he exemplified honor because he had to put into practice all these other values in order to do that. The sixth value is integrity. Do what's right, legally and morally, even when no one is watching. It consists of being truthful, being accountable, and choosing character over comfort. An example of somebody who demonstrated integrity is John Adams. Now, he wasn't a veteran. He would go on to become president, but before he was president, he was one of the few lawyers with integrity, maybe, I don't know, but he was a lawyer. And after the Boston Massacre, in which there was British soldiers that massacred, Americans at that time, and they were going to be brought to justice. And John Adams volunteered to represent them, not because he was a British sympathizer, but because he had a commitment to justice over politics or justice over public outrage. So the fact that he was willing to defend his enemies in the court of law showed that he had true integrity and was certainly a great leader for our young country to have at that time. The final value is personal courage. Face fear, danger, or adversity, physical or moral. There's a lot of examples of this. Obviously, as soldiers, you can even go all the way back to when you first decided to sign up, and then you stepped off that bus at basic training and chaos ensued. You have to find some personal courage to get through some of those difficult times, even if it's just in basic training, but especially if you had to go into any kind of combat. But what really comes to my mind when I think of personal courage is the soldiers who volunteered after 9/11. For myself, I signed up in January of 2000. So this is before, obviously before 9/11, before the war on terror, before we knew what jihad was or Al-Qaeda or all of those words that we all know now. None of that was even in our vocabulary. But I was fortunate to serve alongside a lot of guys who and gals who signed up after 9/11, after they knew what they were signing up for. That you're signing up not just for college money or a fun trip to Guatemala or Germany, but you're signing up and you know you're going to get deployed to someplace that's not real fun to be at. So I think that's those individuals are definitely examples of people who exemplify personal courage. So just to wrap this up now, it's kind of hard to follow, but if you would have been following along closely, you'll see that the first letter of each of these values makes an acronym, which the military loves their acronyms. I could make 4 pages of acronyms off the top of my head about they just love their acronyms. Well, this is no different, but it spells LDRSHIP, which is kind of shorthand for leadership. And I think that great leaders exemplify these values. If you'll notice, not on the list was a fancy haircut or smooth talking or a lot of charisma. Unfortunately, those are kind of some of the things that draw us in to following leaders these days. But I would encourage each of us to consider leadership based on these qualifications, and that's how we should be trying to put those type of individuals in leadership in our communities, in our state, in our nation. And I think when as soldiers, because when we're in uniform, these are the values that we're striving to live by. That's what makes our military the greatest on earth. And I think as citizens, when we as citizens strive to live them out, that's what makes us the greatest nation on earth. It's not easy to live these values, and I salute the veterans who have done so in uniform and out of uniform. And I want to just encourage, especially young people that are here today, that the best way that you can honor the veterans is to live these values out. Look to your veterans as examples of what you should be striving for and how you live your life. And that's how you can become the next great generation of leaders for our country. And I thank you for your time this afternoon, and God bless America.
Thank you, Mr. Perman, for that speech. Now the 3rd through 8th graders will present We Celebrate America,
accompanied by a video. We
Mr. Connect will now be announcing the roll call.
Okay, just add a note, first of all, I want to thank the Selby area staff, kids, students for putting this program together every year. Let's give them all a round of applause. Great to have you back and actually doing this. Awesome. Little history about the different armed forces. This year the Air Force celebrated their 78th birthday, the Coast Guard their 235th, and the Army, the Navy, and the Marine Corps all celebrated their 250th birthday this year. Okay, now I will conduct the roll call. Veterans, when I announce your name, please stand and be recognized. Harold Bosselman, United States Army, E5, 1970 to 1976, Vietnam. Brady Dunbar, United States Army, Sergeant, 2006 to present. Larry Funk, United States Marine Corps, Corporal, 1953 to 1955. Richard Geary, United States Navy, E4, 1967 to 1971, Vietnam. Donald Getz, United States Army, Start 4, 1957 to 1963. John Helm, United States Army, E5, Sergeant, 1992 to 2014, Operation Enduring Freedom. Dwight Helm, United States Marine Corps, Sergeant, 1971 to 1975. Dan Holzer, United States Army, Specialist 5, 1965 to 1967, Vietnam. Marvin Kendall, United States Army, Specialist 4, 1974 to 1976. Don Knecht, United States Marine Corps, Master Sergeant, 1991 to 2011, Iraq. Bob Knecht, United States Army, Sergeant, 1967 to 1972, Vietnam. Jerry Costers, United States Army, Specialist 5, 1956 to 1962. Larry Lewis, United States Army, First Lieutenant, 1970 to 1972. Vance Massell, United States Army Lieutenant, 1969 to 1970. G. Gene Miller, United States Army, Staff Sergeant 1970 to 1972 and 1986 to 2005. Matt Mortensen, Army National Guard, E7 Sergeant First Class, 2001 to 2021, Operation Iraqi Freedom. Luke Herman, Army National Guard, E5, 2000-2008, Operation Iraqi Freedom. Wilton Schilling, Army, Specialist 3, 1955 to 1957. Leonard Schroeder, Army National Guard, E5, 1985 to 1995. Tim Schumacher, United States Army, E4, 1970 to 1972. Bob Thompson, United States Navy, West Christian Made Second Class, 1974 to 1978. Vietnam. Roger Thorson, United States Army Colonel, 1970 to 1996. Shane Thorson, Army National Guard Sergeant E5, 1998 to 2008, Iraqi Freedom. Bill Wackley, United States Army, Chief Warrant Officer 5, 1965 to 2008. Tim Walker, United States Army, Specialist 4, 1966 to 1968, Vietnam. Anthony Winslow, National Guard, E6, 1975 to 2004, Operation Iraqi Freedom. Bill Dunbar, United States Army, Sergeant First Class, 1986 to 2009, Operation Iraqi Freedom. James Schottenbach, Air Force, E7, 1980 to 2002, First Officer Award. Josiah Benz, United States Army, E3, 2011 to 2012. Theodore Zimmer, United States Army, E6, 2018 to 2023, Iraq. If there's any gun in attendance you that may have missed from the door, please stand and be recognized at this time. Let's go around the flag. Please give all veterans one more round of applause and shake their hand when you get a chance today. Thank you. High school choir is now going to perform a tribute to the armed services. When I announce your armed service song, please stand for your armed service song. United States Army. United States Marine Corps. United States Coast Guard. United States Navy. United States Air Force. Okay, we now ask you please stand for the playing of taps at the top and remain standing for the retirement of the colors by the Selby American Legion. That concludes today's ceremony. Thank you for coming.